Let's see if I won anything. Hello and welcome to my next video, and today I will be talking about art magazines that I have been reading. Also a disclaimer that this selection will be very much UK heavy. I will be focusing on British magazines. The whole idea of art magazines vlog came from my friends at Contemporary Links. Contemporary Links is based between Warsaw and London. It's run by two young women and they started the magazine absolutely from scratch. So I've been recently writing for them, so we kind of partner up and support each other. And they sent me the latest issue of the magazine. I received this big package from girls at Contemporary Links. That's why I thought, why not to make a video about art magazines that I read. So this is it. The nature and design of this magazine is quite similar to the leading magazines on the market. It has got a beautiful, colorful cover, and inside it's also very colorful. You can tell that the designer spent quite a lot of time working out the layouts, good font, good typesetting. Everything looks really professional. Contemporary Links is a magazine about Polish art internationally, and they are targeting Polish market, writing about Polish art internationally. Not only Polish art, actually, more and more they cover topics related to art generally, so this is something that Polish audience in Poland would be interested in. It is published in English. There is no Polish text inside, so that's quite interesting as well. It's printed in 3,000 copies, and the business model is based on adverts. So if you open the magazine, you will see that there is quite a lot of advertising going on inside. For example, Art Basel advertising itself at the back cover. Contemporary Links has recently been to Art Basel, and I know that they go to many different art fairs trying to promote the magazine, which is, I think, quite a big achievement for a small and independent art magazine, that they managed to get into big art fairs. It will be loads of fun for me to play with these stickers. If only I have enough time to do that, really. They also always make sure they've got a stamp in, and they add a number, so you know it's like a kind of special edition. I think I didn't win anything, so that's Contemporary Links. Next one is kind of two art magazines, but I'll be talking about them as one because they are really similar to each other. So first one is Freeze magazine and the second one is Art Review. So again, very beautiful design, glossy, colorful cover, and inside you have again a lot of adverts. So in a way, adverts are also quite useful because you can see what's on at the moment, and you can plan your gallery trip just from looking through the magazine. You don't have to read anything, but you would know what's going on, what's on this month, and just literally catching up. So there is actually quite a lot of listings here as well. So it's for busy people who don't have much time for reading. They can just look through the magazine, but of course they do have writing, and they've got longer essays, longer texts on particular topics. They focus sometimes on certain artists. They also of course have reviews. Freeze is sometimes more often known for organizing a big art fair in London in October, and also a sister art fair in New York. But it's interesting to know that actually the magazine was first before the art fair. arty review, so very similar kind of look, a lot of adverts, some writing, some interesting writing. You can really catch up on what's going on in the art world just by looking at which exhibitions are on. A lot of commercial galleries advertise. But Art Review is the most well known for its November issue, because this is when they published the Power 100, which is a guide to the most powerful figures in the art world in the last year. So they publish that every year in November. So that's Art Review. Another printed magazine that is actually one of the most important art magazines here in the UK is Art Monthly. And Art Monthly is a bit different than the two previous ones because of its size and design. So it's much smaller, it's not filled up with adverts as much. It has got some adverts, but not that much. It's black and white inside, so it doesn't tempt you with the look of it, the design, but it's more text-based. So as you can expect, it has got some good writing inside, and some would say that the writing of Art Monthly is one of the best critical writing in the UK. So definitely, if you are into finding out more, also not only about art itself, but also about socio-political context, I would say Art Monthly is your choice. By the way, I wanted to give a shout out to Icon Bookshop that gave me printed versions of the magazines. Thank you so much for that. Working in an art gallery gives me this privilege that I don't actually have to buy art magazines, because there is always an issue available somewhere in our library or on my colleague's desk, or we are sent some magazines. So I very rarely buy. And now next to online versions of magazines. So next one is the art newspaper. And I used to subscribe it. We don't sell it at Icon Shop. Recently I decided to read it online, as strangely they cover the same topics online for free as in a printed edition. I really like art newspaper because it really focuses on news in art world, including also news on law and changes in law and taxes, as well as art market. So articles there are quite short and punchy, kind of to the point, and if you read it regularly, it gives you really nice insight into the contemporary art world. It's less reviews but more information based. So next one I would like to talk about is a bit different magazine. It's a website by two young women, recent graduates, and the magazine is called the White Pew. That's the website. I would like to talk about them because they are really interesting and unusual art website, art magazine. So it's only purely online based. They don't have a written version. They are sort of rebels in the contemporary art writing and criticism, because they criticize the general consensus on art writing and art criticism. In the About section of White Pew magazine online, you can read why they started writing about art, and they explain that they started because they felt like everything else was either boring or overtly academic or white nonsense. So you can see there is a lot of political emphasis in their writing. The art writing is really informal. It's very different from what you can find in most of the art writing. They focus on art that is connected to issues of race, gender, sexuality, aesthetics, and ethics. So in general, they are very politically engaged and quite critical towards the current art establishment. They have also recently started a YouTube channel, so I'm definitely also interested in that, and I would love to see a bit more art reviews on their YouTube channel. They are recent college graduates, and they started this website completely kind of like just straight after college, and they write and talk about that a lot, that they still live with their parents and that they have to have jobs that pay for other things in their lives. They actually don't get paid as much for what they do, and they don't have adverts, of course, so it's not easy for them to really have that income. But what's interesting, if you go to their website, they try to be really transparent about how much they earn and how much they are being paid for things. If you go to their website, you can find a section called accounts, and literally you can check how much they got, because they publish like an Excel file. You can also support them on Patreon. Okay, next magazine that I chose for today is, and the last one is This Is Tomorrow. So it's another online platform, but unlike the White Pew, they do have adverts, and perhaps this is how they fund themselves. This is maybe worth mentioning that quite a lot of independent smaller art magazines can't afford paying writers for texts. On the other hand, bigger ones like Frizz or Art Monthly, they would pay. And yeah, so This Is Tomorrow is again based in the UK, in London, and it aims to be as comprehensive about contemporary art internationally as possible. So it covers a lot of different places, so not only UK, but you know, it covers literally, if I just read, it actually tells you on the left hand side on the website which places they cover, and it's like Amsterdam, Antwerp, Aspen, Athens, Auckland, Barcelona, Bath, Bergen, Berlin, Bilbao, Birmingham, and so on. The list goes on. It's an archive of reviews from exhibitions all around the world, and they also accommodate a lot of different writers, a lot of young writers, a lot of emerging writers, and the volume of reviews is quite large and frequent as well. So I've been talking for long enough. I think this is time to finish the video. Thanks again also to my friends at Contemporary Links and Icon Bookshop for helping me to realize this video, and thanks for watching.